the day. So with our fingers in Vayu Mudra, which is the first finger touching the thumb, Gyan Mudra, which is the first finger touching the thumb. This improves concentration and memory, helps the brain nerves become strong. It helps to release stress and decreases the blood pressure and helps to meditate better. So that's Gyan Mudra. That's the first finger touching the thumb. And just rest the hands on the knees and close down the eyes. So we'll chant Om 3 times. 80% of the breath goes on the O and 20% goes on the M. And this puts us in the right frame of mind to practice yoga. So we'll take a deep breath in. Om. And again, deep breath in. Om. And one more time. Deep breath in. Om. Raise your hands in the air above your head, bringing your palms together and rub them nice and firm, building up the energy between the hands, joining the positive and negative energies, joining the masculine and feminine. And then spread that energy all over the face, down the neck, over the shoulders, down the sides of the body, and over the legs. And open your eyes. So with the fingers still in Gyan Mudra, that's the first finger touching the thumb. We'll just take a moment just to feel how we're sitting. Maybe lift the spine, just straightening the back slightly, making sure the shoulders are nice and low. And just find yourself comfortable without slouching, maybe pulling the tummy in, just in a nice seated position. And then we'll do Bastrika for 5 minutes. With your eyes closed, take a deep breath in, filling your lungs, and then gently breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out should take about the same amount of time, 2.5 seconds to breathe in and 2.5 seconds to breathe out. So I'll set the timer for 5 minutes and we shall begin. Bastrika. While you breathe in, imagine you're taking in positive energy and vibration. And as you breathe out, imagine all the toxins leaving your body. when the heart and the head get adequate quantity of energy and oxygen, the blood is purified and the body gets rid of all toxins. So just breathing in and out, nice and gently. Excuse me. This exercise helps with asthma, breathing problems, and it helps to calm the mind. Breath is the bridge between the body and emotion. By regulating the breath, you can shift from a place of unrest or unsettled place into a calm, relaxed, happy place. Just breathing in and breathing out. Raise your hands up in the air, bringing the palms together and rub them nice and warm. And spread that warm energy all over the face and neck, and open your eyes. So we'll stand up. And we'll just shake the body, shaking the hands, shaking the legs, moving the hips, just shaking out any tension or stress that we're carrying from the day. Get rid of it all. Just release it into the room. Loosen everything up. And then start to slow down and bring the hands down to the side. The next we'll do a spot jog, just moving from one foot to the other, nice and gently. And then bring the arms into it, moving the arms up and down. If it feels comfortable, speed up a little bit. And again, if it feels comfortable with you, just speed up that little bit more, just to get the heart racing. Before slowing down, just that little bit, and then coming to a halt. Put the hands on the hips, and we'll make big circles with the hips, as big as you can, pulling the tummy in. Great big circles. And then we'll reverse. And last one. And just give the body a little bit of a shake, keeping everything nice and loose. And then we'll separate the feet. And then we'll lift one arm and bring it up towards the ear. And then breathe out and fold over to the side into a side bend, running one hand down the leg, one hand next to the ear. In the side. Just hold there for a second. And then we'll come back up and do the same on the other side. Arm next to the ear, running the opposite hand down the leg, and stretching the opposite side. Good. We'll do the same again on the opposite side. And next to the ear, running that other hand down the leg. Feeling the stretch in the side. And back up. And the same the other side. And back up. And again, the opposite side. And back up. And last one. Arm next to the ear, running the opposite hand down the leg. And back up. And just give the arms and legs a little bit of a shake, keeping everything nice and loose. Feet apart still, hands out to the sides, and we'll touch the alternate toes. So I'm taking my right hand to my left foot, and I'm taking it back up. And then the same the opposite side, and back up. And we'll keep repeating this on alternate sides. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you do this. Just do what your body allows. Don't force anything. This is your yoga practice. When you next put your hand to your foot, hold it there, put the other arm lift it up behind you and turn your head to look at it. And then bring yourself back to the center, and we'll do the same the other side. Bringing the hand to the foot, lifting up the other arm, turning your head to look at it. And back to the center, and we'll do that again on both sides. Hand to the foot, lifting up that other arm, and turning your head to look at it. And back up. And the last one, hand to the foot, lifting up the other arm, turning your head to look at it. And back to the center. And just bring your feet hip width apart. Now I'd like you to lift one hand straight above your head. And with the other hand, push it down so the fingers are pushing down towards the floor. So you're pushing one hand up towards the sky, one hand down towards the floor. Just hold it there, pulling the tummy in, straightening the back. Really feeling those fingers stretching, one to the roof, one to the floor. And then lower the arms and give them a shake. And then we do the same with the other side. Lifting the other arm straight up, pointing the fingers as if they're going to touch the ceiling, and the other arm straight down, pointing the fingers as if they're going to touch the floor. Really feel that stretch in the arms. And then lower the arms and give them a little shake. So we'll do it again on the opposite side. One arm up, one arm pointing to the floor, but this time find something to gaze at and lift the knee of the side of the arm that's pointing up. Just try and hold that balance. And then lower, give the arms a shake. And we do the same the other side. One arm pointing up, one arm pointing down. Find something to gaze at. Lift the knee of the arm that's reaching the sky. And then come back and give the arms a bit of a shake. So we'll do a forward fold. Feet hip width apart. Both arms reaching up, nice and tall. Pulling the tummy in, straightening the back. We'll do a half forward fold to start with. So as we breathe out, folding at the waist, bringing the hands down towards the shins. Back nice and straight, looking towards the mat. And then we'll take the arms back up with a breath in, reaching up towards the ceiling. And breathe out, fold at the waist, hands towards the shins. Nice flat back, looking at the mat. Breathe in, lift the arms up, stretch up nice and tall. And this time we'll come down towards the mat. We'll come down to the mat in a full forward fold. So breathe out, folding at the waist, hands towards the mat. Wherever you can get them is fine. Don't force anything. Just do what your body allows. Breathe in and come back up. Stretching the arms up. And then breathe out, fold at the waist, hands towards the mat. Breathe in, lifting the arms up. And breathe out, hands towards the mat. This time put the hands onto the back of the legs and try and bring the head towards the knees. And back up. Just give everything a bit of a shake. So then we'll take one leg forward, one leg back, bend the front knee, and with a good breath in, we'll lift the arms up above the head, stretching up nice and tall. And then we'll lower the arms and turn to the other side, bending the front knee, breathing in, stretching up the arms. And then we'll turn to the other side, bending the knee, breathing in, stretching up the arms. And then we'll turn to the opposite side, bending the knee, breathing in, stretching up the arms. And we'll do one more on each side. So turning round, bending the front knee, stretching up the arms. Last one on this side, pulling up nice and tall, feeling the stretch in the body. And then round to the other side for the last one on this side, bending the front knee, lifting up the arms. And then we'll join the feet together, hip width apart, and we'll do the sun salutation. Series of 12 postures to keep the body in optimum health. So we'll bring our hands together, palms touching, hands to the heart. Namaste Mudra. And we'll just take a few breaths. Take a breath in, lifting up the arms into a backward bend. Breathe out, folding at the waist into a forward bend. Bend the right knee, stretch the left leg out behind and look up. Hip the right leg to join the left, lifting up the hips into a downward dog. If it feels comfortable, try and place the head between the hands. But like I say, don't force anything. This is your yoga practice. You do what your body allows. If you want to take the alternate heels off the floor, we can walk the dog. And we'll walk the feet back and bring ourselves into a nice plank position. Trying to hold this for a second if possible. Before lowering to the ground, knees, chest, chin to the floor, hips raised slightly, hands next to the shoulders, elbows bent. And just take a couple of breaths here. And then breathe in, straightening the arms, lifting the head into a nice cobra position. Tucking the toes under, lifting up the hips, back into downward dog. This time, bring the left leg forward between the hands and stretch the right leg out behind and look up. Bring the right foot to join the left, lifting up the arms into a backward bend. And then bring the hands to the heart. And just take a few breaths. Then we'll do that again. We'll breathe in, lifting up the arms into a backward bend. Breathing out, folding at the waist into a forward bend. This time bend the left leg, stretching the right leg out behind and look up. Take the left leg to join the right, lifting up the hips into a downward dog. Just take the alternate heels off the ground, walking the dog. Step the feet back and bring yourself into a nice plank position. You can hold it for a little while before coming to the ground, knees, chest, chin to the floor, hips raised slightly, hands next to the shoulders, elbows bent. Take a breath in, straightening the arms, lifting the head, lifting yourself up into a cobra. Before tucking under the toes, lifting up the hips, back into downward dog. This time bring the right leg forward between your hands and stretch the left leg out. Bring the left leg foot to join the right, lifting up the arms into a backward bend. And then bring the hands to the heart. And take a few breaths. Then we'll move our feet hip width apart. We'll lift up the arms, stretching up towards the ceiling. Pulling the tummy in, straightening the back. Find something to gaze at and lift up onto your toes. And back down. Give yourself a bit of a shake. And then we'll do that again. Lifting up the arms, reaching for the sky. Find something to gaze at, lift up onto your toes. And back down to the mat. So then we'll walk up and down the mat, first on our toes. Then on our heels. Then on the sides of the feet. And on the insides of the feet. Just give your feet a little bit of a shake. And before we sit down, we'll do a half chair and then a full chair. So feet apart, arms stretched out in front. Bend the knees, bringing the bottom down like you're sitting on a chair. Pulling the bottom backwards, making sure the knees aren't over the feet. And back up. Little bit of a shake. We'll do that again. Arms out in front. Bend the knees, bringing the bottom down like you're sitting on a chair. And back up. And then we'll do a full chair just one time. So take the feet a little bit further apart. Bring the palms together, stretched out in front. And then bend the knees, bend the elbows, and come down to wherever's comfortable for you. If you can get right down and the elbows go into the knees, just push the knees out a little bit. But don't force anything, just do what your body allows. and back up. Give yourself a little bit of a shake, keeping everything nice and loose before we sit back down onto the mat for the next breathing exercise, Kapalbhati, breathing out exercise. And we'll do this for 5 minutes. Don't do this if you could be pregnant, and practice slowly if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, or you've had an operation in the last 6 months. For this exercise, the finger posture I like to use is Surya Mudra, which is the ring finger pressed down with the thumb. This balances the body, reduces weight, and increases the heat element in the body to aid in proper digestion. So that's the ring finger pressed down with the thumb. With Kapalbhati, the emphasis is on breathing out deeply through your nose while your stomach contracts. Inhaling will be automatic. So I think we all know how to do this. So I shall set the timer for 5 minutes and we shall begin. This exercise helps the face become bright, lustrous and attractive. The internal organs get exercised and it works with the digestive system, helping to regulate weight. It also helps to strengthen the immune system. Excuse me. Just 1 minute left. If it feels comfortable and it's in your practice, you can speed up a little bit. If not, you can carry just as you are. This is your yoga practice. Excuse me. Raise your hands up in the air, bringing the palms together, rub them nice and warm. And then spread that energy all over the face and neck, and open your eyes. So we'll stretch the legs out in front, still seated on the floor, hands next to the hips. And we'll exercise the toes, just moving the toes backwards and forwards, just the toes. And then the whole foot, pushing the toes, pointing the toes, trying to get them to touch the side of the room. And then breathing in, pulling the feet back towards the body. Pointing the toes back towards the body. Pointing the toes to the body. Pointing the toes back to the body. Pointing the toes back to the body. Pointing the toes back to the body. Pointing the toes. Pointing them really firmly. And then pulling back to the body. And just give the knees just a little bit of a shake. And then we'll make circles with the feet, keeping the feet together, but making big circles with the feet. And then reverse. Last one. And just give the knees a little bit of a shake. Take the hands behind the back, resting on the floor, but behind the bottom. Fingers pointing away from you. And then we'll bend one knee and just straighten it out in front, pointing the toe, keeping it straight out in front. Just resting on the arms for that little bit of support. And lower the foot, keeping the knee nice and bent. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, lift the foot up, pointing the toe, stretching the leg up. And then lower it down to the mat. So we'll do the same with the other leg, bending the knee. Breathing in, lifting the foot up, pointing the toe. And lower back to the mat, keeping the knee bent. Few breaths. Breathe in, lifting the foot up, pointing the toe, straightening the leg. And then we'll lower the whole leg back to the mat. And just bring the hands next to the hips and just breathe in and out a couple of times. So we'll bend both the knees, bringing the soles of the feet together into butterfly position. Wrapping the fingers around the toes. And just closing down the eyes and moving the knees up and down. It's good exercise for the pelvic floor. Just moving the knees up and down. Breathing in and out nice and gently. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And with the hands, just pull the feet open a little bit so that the soles of the feet are pointing towards the face. This helps to lower the knees slightly. And then open your eyes, start to slow down and bring the knees to a halt. Wrap the fingers back around the toes. Breathe in, lifting up the back, straightening the back. And breathe out, leaning forward, bringing the elbows in towards the knees, the head towards the feet, exercising the lower back. And back up. Just take a couple of breaths. And we'll do that one more time. So breathing in, lifting up the back. Breathing out, folding over the feet, elbows into the knees, head towards the feet. And back up. And bring your feet back into a nice, comfortable seated position on the mat. Cross-legged if that's comfortable. And we'll just rest the hands onto the knees. So then we'll bend forward. And then we'll make circles with the top of the body. Breathing in as you come over the knees. Breathing out as you move out to the back. Big circles with the waist. And then reverse. And one more. And then we'll bring ourselves, stay in the nice seated position for the next breathing exercise, yulom yulom, alternate nostril breathing. And we'll do this for 5 minutes. With your right thumb, close your right nostril and breathe in through your left. Then close the left nostril with the middle 2 fingers of your right hand and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right, close that nostril and breathe out through the left. And repeat. Always start and finish on the left-hand side. And if you do want that little bit more from this exercise, you can breathe in to the count of 5, hold to the count of 5, and breathe out to the count of 10. But just do what your body allows. This is your practice. Set the timer from now. This exercise purifies the breaths and improves the level of oxygen in the blood. It helps the body become healthy and strong, gives you a positive attitude, and it also helps the blood flow to the heart, helping to prevent heart attacks. always finish on the left-hand side. And then raise your hands above your head, bringing your palms together and rub them nice and warm. And spread that energy all over the face and neck and open your eyes. So next we'll come onto our knees, sitting the bottom back onto the heels. And we'll do Mudakasana for diabetes. So we'll stretch the arms out in front, make 2 fists, bring those fists each side of the tummy button, breathe in, fold forward, and at the end of the breath, lift the head up and look at the mat. And I count to 10. And up. Just take a couple of breaths. We'll do that again. Arms out to the front, make 2 fists, put the fists each side of the tummy button, breathe in and breathe out, bringing the head towards the mat. And at the end of the breath, lift the head to look at the mat, and I'll count to 10. And back up. And just take a couple of breaths. So next we'll walk the hands forward on the mat and bring ourselves into all fours. And we'll just do a couple of exercises on all fours. Hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. And with one leg, lift it up, straighten it out behind, pointing the toe. Nice straight leg, keeping the body nice and straight if that's possible for you. And lower to the mat. Then we'll do the same with the other leg. Nice and straight, pointing the toe. Trying to keep the back straight. And back to the mat. So we'll do the same with the opposite leg. But this time we'll lift the opposite arm as well. So straightening the leg. And then if it's possible, lifting the opposite arm and stretching that out in front. To a good balancing pose. And back to the mat. And we'll do the same with the other leg, stretching the leg out in front and bringing up the opposite arm and stretching that out too. And then back to the mat. Making sure that the hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart, head looking towards the mat, and we'll do a couple of series of cat and cow. So we'll lower the head and we'll arch the back. And then we'll lift the head and lower the back. Lower the head, arch the back. Lift the head, lower the back. Lower the head, arch the back. And once more, lift the head, lower the back. Push your bottom back towards your heels. Walking the hands back to rest on the knees. And then we'll come back to a nice seated position. And we'll do a little bit of work with the arms and shoulders. Maybe the head if we've got time. I'd like to Tense up your shoulders and bring them up towards your ears. And then lower. And again, lifting up towards the ears. And then lower. Take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind, and look over your left shoulder. And back to the center. And the same on the other side. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind, look over your right shoulder. And back to the front. Bring one arm out in front, and with the other hand, tap all the way up from the wrist, all the way up to the shoulder, then turn over and back down the other side. And again, turn it over, and again, turn it over. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Wrist all the way up to the shoulder. Down and up again, and back down. And lower the hands and put them on the knee. So turn the head to the right, look over the right shoulder. Back to the center, and then to the left. Back to the center. Lower your ear to your shoulder. Doesn't matter which side. And back to the center, and then do the same the other side. Lower the ear to the shoulder. And back to the center. Look down, bringing the chin to the chest. Slowly move your head to the left, to the back, and to the right, and to the front, then to the right, to the back, to the left, and to the front. So then with our fingers, we'll just tap all over our face, starting at the forehead, gently tapping all over the face, around the eyes, up and down the nose, over the cheeks, underneath the cheeks, under the chin. Just gently tapping. And with your index fingers, just massage your tear ducts. Make sure there's no blockages there. And lower your hands. And then we'll do Brahmari. So place your index fingers just above your eyebrows and the rest of the fingers over your eyes. Close your ears with your thumbs. Breathe in deeply. And then breathe out gently through your nose, making a humming sound. While you're doing this, imagine you are connected to all the energies of the universe. So we'll do this 3 times. Breathe it in. Mm. 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 And when you've finished, take your hands up in the air, bringing your palms together, rubbing them nice and warm. This is the last time. Building up the energy between the hands and spreading that energy all over the face and down the neck, Interlocking the fingers, bringing the palms to the forehead. Breathe in, press and hold. Onto the back of the head. Breathe in, press and hold. To the sides of the head. Breathe in, press and hold. And onto the top of the head. Breathe in, press and hold. And lower the hands back to the knees. And we'll close the eyes back down just for a small prayer for the health and humanity of others. Just breathing in and out nice and gently. Giving thanks for the yoga practice we've just completed. Saying thank you to your body. Thank you to your mind. Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May no one suffer. May everyone prosper. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we'll open the eyes and we'll finish with clapping and laughing. Pass around the water and press, 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 and we'll throw our arms in the air and laugh out loud 3 times.